Hail Pandawans and journeymen. Hail those who walk that illustrated path. So, in case some of you don't know, a few weeks ago, Friday, on the 10th of November, he thought, remember the 10th of November. I announced on Twitter and my Instagram and my Facebook and all my little, teenage kid sites that I use to keep in contact with the youths. I announced that I had retired and stepped down from my beloved day job at Blizzard Entertainment as senior art director. And now I'm walking the illustrated path as a Ronin artist, have something I haven't done in, well, really ever, because I started at Blizzard when I was 21, and that was my first job kind of in the industry. I mean, I had done artwork for myself, for my D&D groups and things like that, but never really professionally. But so is the first time stepping away. Well, what am I now? 50, 53, yeah. So I had basically, I'd been at Blizzard for 32 years. And so, I had a lot of people online giving great well wishes, and not too many people were upset about it or negative about it or anything like that, which was great. But yeah, I thought I would share kind of the reasons why I stepped away. And then, if you're listening for juicy gossip and drama, then sit back, grab your ice cold milk and get ready for this, because it's a good one. Had nothing to do with, the Microsoft deal. It was, well, basically, it had to do with a little side project here at Blizzard that we called Warcraft 3 Reforged. I have a strong philosophy that when we work with projects like Warcraft, we should always be creating. And so, from time to time, I like to look and see, what people have created with some of our Blizzard games. What kinds of art are people making out there, And, I think that was how the guys here at Blizzard discovered Retera. As far as we could tell, there was this really cool model editor project that the Warcraft 3 modder Retera was working on. The program looked very cool. And we were kind of excited. It's always fun to see when someone appreciates your work enough to create something based on it. Really, I don't know much about Retera, to be honest. As I got a little older, I had to spend a lot of time dealing with manager types. So a lot of time folks at Blizzard were making Reforged without me, and things that I heard at first were only through the grapevine. The guys in the office told me that we knew somebody who knew somebody, that was able to get us bug reports and suggestions from Retera. And so when we were running out of time, originally the guys said that we were not going to be able to put custom games in Reforged. It was a madhouse at crunch time. But then these bug reports would come in from Retera explaining exactly what part of the technology they should update to keep everything running. And so we did. Some of this stuff reaches the art department indirectly. If maybe one of the engineers would tell us a story and make some fun small talk. But as one of the head guys on Warcraft, I have some say in these things, and I gave folks the green light to keep getting these technical suggestions from Retera through our back channels for the engineers to put into Reforged to help maintain it. And that's where the drama started, like maybe some of you guys know what I'm saying. But sometimes the demeanor of one person can affect another just by spending time with them, or having a conversation. And then it seemed like these guys would read suggestions from Retera. And the engineers all said they were perfectly technically accurate suggestions. Like, this is what even the best engineers were saying. And yet when they would read the suggestions pretty quickly, these guys would start having motivational issues. Sometimes folks just feel like they need a vacation or maybe they don't work for a while and take a quick break before they get back to working. When I look back at this, I know maybe this sounds silly, but honestly, I think one possibility is that whoever Retera really is, maybe whoever that person really is deeply disturbed and really and truly hated us. Don't get me wrong, you know, being a part of Blizzard has been probably the longest running, best experience of my entire life. And the reason for that to happen, I'm sure some of you already know this, but the reason is the people. I love you guys. For me, drawing art and sharing it with folks like you has always been my calling. And that's surely going to continue during my future as a Ronin artist. But back to my story. Honestly, I should have seen it even before we started publishing and Reforged. But all that unfortunate bundled up negativity kept spreading around the office, like every time while the engineers were implementing these suggestions from Retera. Anyway, despite it all, you know, we still released Reforged, and we still got something out there based on this epic art that Classics team had contracted out from an amazing art studio overseas. Yeah, even after we had some reorganization, yeah, and after Mike left, which had like pushed away some folks from Classics off to other bigger projects. We ended up getting rid of the Classics team when a lot of old Blizzard folks were leaving, but like we kept one guy back to oversee Reforged and keep that running. You know, in part I figured that for these engineers and folks who had been working hard and dealing with that sort of subconscious sludge of negativity from Retera, if we let them go to work at other similar companies, you know, that might be a really good resume builder for them after working at Blizzard. Though it wasn't my personal choice, but for a lot of folks, working at multiple places in the industry can really be an epic career boost. So, after all that time enduring these technical suggestions to the engineers from Retera, you know, you can imagine my surprise when we first heard the rumor that the legal team had taken action against Retera. Those guys had been keeping their eyes on folks like him for a while, but you know, Blizzard only really has a policy of taking legal action against folks who make money at the expense of the hard work of the Blizzard folks, you know, and beyond that, we're totally okay with, and honestly even encourage any kind of crazy or wacky engineering or modding on older custom game systems like Warcraft 3 with the World Editor tool. One of the first things I did when I heard about this legal action against Retera, honestly, was I checked in with our legal guy myself because I thought it seemed inconsistent with our policy, you know, of focusing on guys who are making money at the expense of our games. When I got back the reply from the legal department, when I got that back, my heart sank. It was evidently all a hoax. After everything he had put the engineers through, and everything we had endured, Retera had the gall to spite us with this, well, honestly, I want to call it an evil, pernicious attack. It was one of those moments that makes me stop, you know, and ask myself, what can earnest creators like the folks at Blizzard do against such reckless hate? And then I think the straw that broke the camel's back to me was one night a few months ago where I was using the teenage social media platform we call YouTube. And I was watching a really funny show called Sassy Justice. And then right after it, the recommendation pops up, and it's a video of that same Retera, but now he's using an AI voice generator and using it to put words in my mouth, just like Sassy Justice. For those of you Panda ones who know a little bit about me, I mean, you know, I like to make things personal. Just like when I drew the Panda and Cub artwork included as a secret inside one of the original Warcraft 3 missions. And really, that little panda cub girl that later got fleshed out into the Lily character from Pandaria. You know, at the time, that was just a fun drawing inspired by my granddaughter. So I appreciate that sometimes to make something awesome, we make it personal. But what Retera was doing using an AI generator on me, after already starting this hoax a year ago about Blizzard legal department, taking action on something that they would have never taken action on, it just really made me feel almost like I was being stabbed somewhere deep inside. You know, after Retera pulled that, pardon the French, sick crap of a prank last year, the last guy from the original Classics team who had made Reforged quietly left in shame. Sometimes there are people who are really passionate about something, you know, and they try to live as the last man holding the line, like even when from a managerial standpoint there's no line to hold. And it would be so much smarter for them to go create their own games, branch out, join some of the Blizzard think tanks, or work on some of our other awesome unannounced projects. Shout out to the projects I'm not even allowed to talk about. But after I saw that the video parody from Retera, that sounded almost exactly like it was my own voice talking, and yet it wasn't, but rather was some mean, spiteful parody to just get attention in my name. I just didn't want to do it anymore, man. I mean, Blizzard is great. Blizzard was my home for decades, and gave me an opportunity I cannot even describe to share my art with people who I would have never thought I would meet. I said it was an amazing experience. I think even when I try to describe how amazing it was, you guys probably cannot really imagine what I'm feeling. And sometimes that's why I think it's best if I just show a video of me drawing some art while I talk. Anyways, that's the lowdown Panda Wands. Fear not, I am not retiring from art. I am just retiring from Blizzard. And I will remember my ABCs, for I will always be creating. Hail. Cheers and beers, everyone. Talk to you later. And Retera, if you're watching, fuck you.